Some of you may know that in addition to being a light of rationality here on YouTube, I'm also a semi-professional gamer girl on Twitch. That's right, I'm a pretty big deal over there. Like, not amongst American audiences, but I'm a pretty big deal in the Netherlands. Okay, no, I'm not an influencer, I'm not a well-known live streamer, but I do play video games and sometimes chat to whoever shows up on Twitch. And the people who do regularly show up were very nice enough to tell me how Twitch works. And give me advice, like stick to a schedule, set up a Discord channel, play something other than Overwatch, and other basic things required to build an audience. And I did some of those things. I let them set up a Discord for me. That's something. My regulars also suggested that I watch any other streamer to see, how someone who is successful does live streaming. Because honestly, after 5 years of live streaming, I have no idea how live streaming works. And I don't really care to learn, but I did decide to look up other streamers, and I searched for women because honestly, who wants to watch a man play video games? Ugh. So I found this lady called Valkyrae, aka Rachel Hollister. She's incredibly popular with 3.5 million subscribers. She got an exclusive deal to leave Twitch for YouTube's streaming service. And she also became a co-owner of 1,000 Thieves, an esports team that's apparently worth almost $200 million. And honestly, it's easy to see why she's so popular. She's very charming and funny and cute, and her videos are really well edited. It turns out that I don't even really care to watch women play video games. So I kind of forgot about Valkyrae until this week when she leaked back onto my timeline thanks to launching a brand new company, Reflect, a skincare line for gamers. Wow, I thought that's interesting. I wonder what unique skin problems gamers have. Let's see what the founder has to say. It's a skincare collection designed, says Valkyrae, to protect skin from blue light pollution. Blue light pollution on your face. That's a new one. It's new to me. Apparently, it's not new to the rest of the world because Hollister says that she's been working on this for 2 entire years. Now, I was already aware of other problems with blue light. First, there was the idea that it disrupts your sleep schedule, presumably because when you play on your phone at night before going to sleep, the blue end of the spectrum blocks melatonin, which is a hormone released by your pineal gland when it gets dark outside. And it's thought to help regulate your sleep cycle. If you stay up staring at a bright light, it makes sense that your pineal gland might be like, oh, my bad, I guess this is daytime again. Let's hold on to that melatonin. And your eyes are more sensitive to light that's at the blue end of the spectrum compared to light in, say, the yellow. So blue light might be worse for that issue. That's why after a few studies came out in the past 5 years that talked about this very issue, device manufacturers scrambled to add in nighttime mode that would shift your phone or iPad or laptop's color temperature from blue to yellow. But how bad is this problem really in the real world? It's kind of tough to say. One study from 2014, for instance, found that subjects who read an iPad before bedtime had worse sleep than those who read a regular book. The study authors wrote that the light-emitting device prolongs the time it takes to fall asleep, delays the circadian clock, suppresses levels of the sleep-promoting hormone melatonin, reduces the amount and delays the timing of REM sleep, and reduces alertness the following morning. Wow, that sounds pretty bad, right? Except the actual real-world consequence for those subjects with the iPads was that basically they took an extra 10 minutes to fall asleep. And also there were only 12 subjects total in the entire study. But this study has been cited nearly 1,000 times and written about in countless mainstream news outlets. So while it's true that light suppresses melatonin response in humans and blue light is the most disruptive, we just don't know how much blue light disrupts our sleep in the real world. And while it may be true that people who use electronic devices before bed have a little harder time getting to sleep, it's tough to say how much of that is due to blue light, bright light in general, or doom scrolling through Twitter and checking your email when you should be unwinding. Like, sure, turn on night mode if you're scared for your melatonin, but if you really want to get the sleep of a lifetime, charge your phone and your iPad in another room entirely and just lay there in the dark. Probably thinking about that time in 4th grade when you accidentally called your teacher mom in front of the entire class. Good sleep after that. So I had heard about blue light and sleep, and then also relatively recently, I started hearing about blue light and your poor eyeballs. I got new glasses recently, thanks for noticing, and I was asked if I wanted blue light filters on them. So I did some research and I found out that it was bullshit and said, no, thank you, I'll save the $30. Okay, bullshit might be a bit strong. I've definitely heard some people say that after staring at a screen for 8 to 12 hours, they get headaches, and blue filtered glasses help them with that. Is that real, or is it just a placebo? Honestly, I'm not sure. There's no real data suggesting that blue light from screens is in any way harmful for your eyes, which is why organizations like the American Academy of Ophthalmology say you don't need special glasses to work on the computer. Back in February, a double-blinded randomized controlled trial gave 120 subjects either blue light blocking glasses or normal clear glasses, but they told all of them that they were getting the blue blocking glasses. There was absolutely no difference between the two groups in terms of eye strain. So again, is it blue light or is it just staring at a bright screen 18 inches in front of your face for most of the goddamn day that's the problem? Experts suggest that instead of spending the extra $30 or whatever putting filters on your glasses or buying new glasses entirely, you can just go outside and touch grass occasionally. Or just look at the grass. You don't even have to touch it. I'm not even joking. Your eyes will probably feel better if you just remember to look up every now and again and focus on different things at different distances. Just be careful, don't look at the sky because I've heard that's chock full of blue light. So that's two different problems with blue light that really aren't that big of a deal. That brings us to this latest claim, which I had never heard of before. Blue light emitted from screens is damaging our skin. Fine. You know what I'm going to say, so I'll just say it up front. This is probably bullshit. You don't need special skincare to protect your face from your video games. Now, I am not a skincare expert, nor am I even a skincare enthusiast. You might guess this if you know me at all, but my skincare routine is literally just sticking my face under the shower. I stopped washing my face like 15 years ago, and I only noticed fewer pimples, so I figured, why bother? Due to that fact, and also after spending way too much time digging through all of the evidence for and against blue light in regards to sleep loss and eye strain, I am relieved to be able to point to someone else who knows more than me and has already done very good work summarizing the issue of blue light and skin damage. Dr. Michelle Wong is a chemist who writes about the science of cosmetics at labmuffin.com. I'll summarize her summary, but you should just go check out what she has to say in full because it's a very easy read, very approachable. As always, there's a link to the transcript for this video down below in the doobly-doo, and the transcript has links to everything I'm talking about. Wong points out that while UV light that you can't see is the biggest skin damage problem, and that comes from the sun, not from our computer screens, regular visible light can theoretically cause some damage to your skin if it's in a high enough dose. studies suggest skin damage begins to occur when exposed to a dose of about 40 joules per square centimeter. That takes about 15 minutes of standing outside in the midday sun, more or less, depending on where you live and what the weather's like. You would get that same dose by staring at a computer screen playing a video game for approximately 8 months. Like 8 months straight, no breaks, just the world's longest Super Mario sesh. You know, like peeing in a cup, wasting away to nothing. That's it. Turn up your LED screen to max, and you can speed run that dose in more like 50 days straight. So there's that. Look, I'm not here to shame anyone for playing video games too often. You know, I have like 30,000 hours on Civilization. I dream in hexagons, but I'm pretty sure nobody is staring at a screen for so long that they need to worry about damaging their skin from it, compared to the 15 minutes they might spend outside once a month or whatever, where they're getting both that visible light and UV light that is actually quite damaging. I'm terribly sorry to report all of this because Rachel Hollister seems like a really nice person, and I'm sure she worked hard for the 2 years it took her to develop the skincare line. Like, I assume it took so much work that she didn't have any time to talk to any chemists or doctors about whether or not this was a real thing. I certainly hope that's the case, because otherwise it means she knows that this is a completely made up problem that she's pushing to millions of followers, many of whom are literal children, in order to sell a $24 jar of cream that she says contains blue light prevention factor, TM, that is obviously such bullshit that they chose to represent it on their website as a floating purple crystal. Like, that's how dumb this is. It's so stupid because honestly, $24 for 1.7 ounces isn't that bad for skin cream, with more or less the same moisturizing and stabilizing ingredients as a million other skin creams out there. Like, I have friends who are very into skincare. They spend more than that. But there's no sunscreen or anything else that looks like it might actually block light in there. And yeah, $18 for a facial cleanser isn't that egregious, but if your main goal is to block visible light, then why are you exfoliating? Dead skin cells are an actual physical barrier to the blue light touching your skin. Don't exfoliate that if you're worried about the blue light. So it's a real shame that Hollister is using pseudoscience to sell these products to her naive audience when she could have easily just sold these simply based on like fun gamer packaging and saying that she uses it. But I guess owning a multi-million-dollar company and getting paid millions more to play video games isn't enough for some people.